Hey, hi.
Hi. Please sit
Take a
down,
seat.
man.
Sure.
Sit down.
Nice seeing you again.
Yeah,
So,
I just watched your presentation. It was really good.
Wow,
I
thanks.
liked it. I like it.
Hmm.
Hey, but what I'm wondering,
yeah,
you're building a marketplace, right?
yeah,
And honestly, they are the toughest one to do, right? You need to you need to solve the chicken and the egg problem.
mm-hmm.
So for NearOnes,
Mm-hmm.
how did you solve that question?
Yeah. So indeed, that's probably the toughest question. I mean, everyone says that, and then everyone thinks maybe they have a better take at it, but eventually you'll hit across the dish at some moment. In the beginnings at NearOnes, we mainly had an issue over the demand side, so we really had a lot of suppliers coming in to do tasks. The proposition was really interesting to them. We didn't have easily channels to get people to put their trust on putting their tasks at NearOnes. How do we do it? We put all our focus on it, pretty much. We even if there was little supply, we'd go on and do them ourselves, the tasks.
Okay.
So we said we'll just market towards that side. Eventually, after campaigning a lot, you find out which channels do work, and then you have a bigger side of demand. Eventually, we had the other problem though. So now we are at the moment where we have more tasks, but then supply was underinvested.
Okay.
So now the way we're solving it is instead of working at both sides at the same time, we're putting a couple of people on a contract, so to be available on certain days to do tasks, so that we make building the marketplace a bit easier and a bit more controllable like that, instead of having many tasks being missed out because there's little supply or so on and forth.
So that means that, because I saw that graph going up,
Yeah.
and that means that actually you can make all that money that, let's say, is in that graph.
Exactly, yeah, then we can take more of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, and you just mentioned, let's say, that COVID period, in which I know for a fact, for you guys, it was really, really tough.
Mm-hmm.
But how was it?
Well, it's chaotic, right? Because it's not something you've seen before. It's not something you've you can make easily analogies. Of course, there's been other crises, but in the recent years we haven't had the case where people had to be locked down in that kind of situation. On NearOnes, it made a direct impact because it's two things. People then avoid physical contact with one another, so they're scared over doing that. The other element is that people are way less busy. So one of the elements that predicts usage of NearOnes on the demand side is how much of an active life you are. It's not only work, but is it that you have obligations after work? You go to a gym or you see someone. In this case, you do none of that. So your whole time stuck at home. So even if you're using NearOnes before, at some moment you're like, okay, maybe I'm just going to do all these things by myself to keep myself sane. So it is tough, but on the other hand, it opens up other opportunities, but you'll have to think over those, pursue those, and it takes time until you to make those things work.
Yeah, okay. I understand. Hey, and during your presentation, you were talking about that vetting mechanism, right? What is that vision behind that vetting? Because I've never seen it before in any other marketplace. Right?
Yeah, indeed. So there's some similar platforms in which you go on, you sign up, and then afterwards you pursue tasks. The issue you're going to have with that is that reliability will not so easily be ensured. In the case of NearOnes, we started having it more on that format, so we had only talked with people when there were sensitive tasks, like cleaning and babysitting. We always did that. But for other tasks, we said that people just sign up and do those. It turns out though that often you'll come across situations where people very easily cancel. They don't commit to it. So you want to have some insurance. It's a bit of discussing things with them, teaching them, but also seeing who shows up. Even on something like a video call, that can predict a lot if people are committed to pursuing their.
That is, let's say, from the onboarding mechanism, the onboarding perspective. And what about, let's say, that other side? I put a task on the platform. Why is it important for me, that vetting mechanism?
You mean as a client? Yeah, well, the thing is that you have people that are safe, that have been checked by
they're reliable.
That have been checked and that trustworthy, where their credentials have been taken. The other hand is that it predicts how well the business is also going to do by how many of those tasks will actually be performed instead of cancelled.
Check.
Yeah.
Check. Hey, and there are actually many, let's say, alternative. Now you have Gorilla all of a sudden popping up. There are really specialized, let's say, alternatives doing actually one thing. How do you see the market in overall, in general?
Yeah. So some of the big competition to NearOnes comes, as you indicate, from the specialized platforms. Of course, it's a reasonable business strategy to take one category and then vertically specialize in it, do it very well. So that's a very sense-making way of building a company. On the case of NearOnes, though, there's the issue that there's many tasks which are not so easily categorizable into one platform. So someone will not build a business for the specific chore of coming to take pictures of your bike, putting it up on eBay, following up with it. It is too specific. So at NearOnes, you have the ability for people to custom make their tasks and then pursue them as well. And for that, there's really very few competition. I mean, the most would be you tell it to your friend, but many people don't want to tell your friends about it. The other thing is that even when it comes to the specialized tasks, there's an element of having a probability of finding someone quicker through NearOnes. Because if you make, let's say, you make a cleaning platform, you're going to get people who made that conscious decision to become a cleaner, join a cleaning platform, they saw an ad. Those people are smaller in number, we see, than the proportion of people who want to join the platform to do multiple chores for people in their area. So then you have much more synergies on the supply side. You'll have people who signed up in NearOnes to do some handyman chores, but of course they'd be available in the area to do a delivery. So you have way many more people in a small area, so you can match people within an hour sometimes.
So it's the matchability and the option for, let's say, the supply side, the NearOnes, to actually pick what they like at that moment in time.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, understood. Hey, and just one last thing, last question. For Microsoft, their big, hairy, audacious goal was a computer in any house. For SpaceX, it was bring man to Mars. What's yours?
For NearOnes is that you find a person yourself for every need, anywhere, anytime.
Cool. Thanks for the wrap up.
Hey, thanks, cheers.
Good job.
Good seeing you.